Getting compensation right is critical for your childcare business. If you go too low, you won't be able to attract or retain the educators you need to keep serving children. Too high, and you can weaken your financials. In this session, we will share easy ways to find out how much others in your state and community are paying childcare educators and how you can use this knowledge in making decisions for your own business. The information contained here has been prepared by Civitas Strategies Early Start and is not intended to constitute legal, tax, or financial advice. The Civitas Strategies Early Start team has used reasonable efforts in collecting, preparing, and providing this information, but does not guarantee its accuracy, completeness, adequacy, or currency. The publication and distribution of this information is not intended to create, and receipt does not constitute an attorney-client or any other advisory relationship. Reproduction of this information is expressly prohibited. The sessions presented in this series build on our structured system of recruiting and hiring called Lean Recruitment, which was conceptualized and built by Civitas Strategies President and CEO Gary Romano. Lean Recruitment is specifically designed to support small businesses in this area, and over the last few months, we have been increasingly tailoring Lean Recruitment concepts and best practices for childcare providers. To give you a little bit of context, in our work nationwide, both in early education and childcare, and with other clients we work with, we bear witness to workforce challenges that small businesses face every day. Our goal in designing this series was to support childcare business owners in meeting the workforce recruiting challenges that you have today. Let's dig in. To know how much to pay your employees, you must first understand the market and competition a little better. Here are our three big questions for this presentation. Why does compensation matter to my childcare business? How do I determine what is fair and competitive compensation? And what else do I need to know when thinking about compensation? Compensation is a key driver of your business. Your childcare business relies on the educators you hire, and payroll is also your single highest cost. More broadly, compensation can help you attract and retain talent. By offering salaries and benefits that are competitive and attractive to potential employees, you can attract and keep the best educators in your area, which also means higher satisfaction among parents. It ensures fairness. Unbiased pay can prevent discrimination and bias in the workplace and promote a more diverse and inclusive environment. It also improves employee satisfaction. When employees feel that they are being compensated fairly for their work, they are more likely to be satisfied with their jobs and stay with you for longer periods of time. Let's look at some trends. Childcare businesses have always operated on thin margins, even before the pandemic. If a business had some savings or reserves prior to 2020, the vast majority of providers expended those to survive COVID, even taking on debt in some cases. Now, they are attempting to meet current challenges without a rainy day fund and with additional financial burdens. Changes in revenue structures and demand are causing some of this to be true, but most of the external and environmental pressures that are affecting these ever-thinning margins and precarious financial states are on the expenses side. This includes higher wage and talent demands, additional supply needs, inflation, and higher fuel prices. These are long waves, and all evidence indicates they are sticking around, especially related to the workforce, which has been impacted by retirements and generational shifts and priorities. All of these points are especially true in our current labor market, which is highly competitive and likely to remain so as more workers retire or choose remote jobs. With the reduced labor market, even more providers are competing to get workers where they can, as most are experiencing shortages that are impacting their enrollment. As you increase wages to keep up, this means even greater stress on your bottom line. So, fair and competitive compensation is even more important since mistakes could be even more costly for your business. Let's start here. Some principles for setting a competitive wage are keeping data collection simple and local, utilizing exit information in interviews from employees who are transitioning out of your program, and considering all parts of compensation. In a moment, I'll walk you through the actual step-by-steps for conducting a small salary study or benchmarking, which is a process on gathering information on compensation to help you better understand what is fair and competitive pay in the market. This process is a quick and easy way to understand where full compensation is among similar businesses, jobs, and positions. Again, it should be simple and can be customized as needed. In a small amount of time, it can provide you with critical information that you did not have before. Here are the 3 steps to completing a compensation study. We'll walk through each of these in more detail in the next couple of slides. Essentially, you're collecting data on a sample of the market and analyzing it to make informed decisions based on your business's situation. For the first step, you'll compile a set of peer organizations or businesses. You are looking for firms or organizations that are as similar to yours as possible. Consider things such as services offered, size, and location. Look at the type of staff hired, such as highly experienced versus mid-level experience versus inexperienced. Competitor companies can be particularly useful in this exercise. Use what you have available, including those in your network or online research, and narrow a pool to what you feel best represents your current hire. See what you can find out about the salary ranges each organization in the cohort offers. Check business websites or third-party site postings. Google can even be helpful. You want salary information, but also indications of any benefits offered. Calls directly to those businesses for additional detail are often effective. Postings don't have to be current, but preferably you're looking for something within a year or so, and no more than 24 months in this market. Glassdoor is a potential resource that crowdsources salary information, and the user-submitted reviews provide other benefit information. Keep reviewing and comparing your gathered data against your position and needs. If you can't find positions that are exactly like what you're posting, look for similar ones and note the differences. You will probably want to stick closely to similar requirements, such as education, years in the field, and required skills. Eliminating outliers removes very high or very low salaries that are usually anomalies and will throw off your analysis. Categorize the remaining data into low, medium, and high groups, then consider where your position would be. Ideally, you want to be in the upper 50%. We always tell clients that it is critical to be realistic about what you can afford. It is usually not in your organization's best interest to overtax the budget hiring a top performer in your field when less experienced but more affordable candidates could do the job well. Alternatively, consider what benefits you could offer top talent in lieu of a higher wage, such as reduced childcare rates, professional development opportunities, or even a hiring bonus. At the end of the day, even if you want to offer the highest pay or the best benefits, that may not be possible. You may be wondering what else you should be thinking about when it comes to compensation. There are 3 things to keep in mind. First, benefits are important. They are a key part of compensation, especially those related to healthcare, retirement, and pre-tax deductible accounts. Benefits don't have to be giant to be impactful, and in just about every case, you have options. Offering the right benefits for your staff lets employees know they are valued and that you support them. It can also save or make them money, making your job more attractive. Often, offering benefits also has financial benefits to you and the business, including reduced training and turnover cost, increased enrollment stability, and less recruiting time. Remember to highlight benefits in job advertisements and interviews so potential employees know the advantages of working for you. Second, compensation should at least be studied annually, and in a competitive environment such as we have now, even twice or 4 times a year. Studying compensation may not be difficult, and it is vital to staying competitive. You don't want to lose track of what is a fair and competitive wage in your area and start losing employees. That can be tragic for your business. Third, and most importantly, consider budget and cash flow. No matter what you may want to pay, you don't want to go out of business doing it. In some cases, you will review your current financials and find that you can offer a competitive wage or new benefits. In other cases, you may need to bootstrap your way to higher pay. That is, finding ways to get more money before increasing compensation. All of this information allows you to be competitive not only in your current hiring process, but also moving forward with retention as you structure and formalize pay for all your employees. A pay structure will help justify what each of your employees earns based on a logic that you've identified. At every step along the way, you'll want to consider your budget and cash flow to make the most sound, sustainable business decisions. You can also continue to listen and get feedback from your employees, as well as continue to track the market. A great way to think about how to bootstrap is the Iron Triangle, a concept developed by Opportunities Exchange, a national organization working to advance childcare businesses. There are 3 sides to the Iron Triangle, all of which help to increase or stabilize revenue. The first is having full enrollment. Childcare centers rely heavily on tuition payments. Therefore, accurately estimating enrollment is critical for budgeting and financial planning. While most businesses have a break-even point, childcare centers typically aim for full enrollment, but base their budgeting on 85% enrollment to account for fluctuations. In order to maximize revenue, class sizes should be as close as possible to the adult-to-child ratio mandated by the state. Second is covering costs per child. To ensure the financial sustainability of a child care center, it is important to ensure that revenue covers the per-child cost of providing high-quality care. The cost of quality care is driven by factors such as child-to-staff ratios, staff salaries, benefits, rent, furnishings, food, and educational materials. Third is full fee collection. The money that you have not received from parents means less cash to attract and retain staff through compensation. Accordingly, collecting all the money owed to you is critical. As you think about ways to pay for increased compensation, the Iron Triangle could be a guide. For example, you may want to raise rates to reflect increasing staff costs, collect unpaid fees to ensure your cash flow is strong, or pre-enroll a new classroom so you have the enrollment needed before you hire staff. Coming up in session 3, we will explore a simple yet effective research-based approach to finding and attracting the best talent for your organization. For more early care and education resources, please visit the Wisconsin Early Childhood Association website at wisconsinearlychildhood.org. If you are not a member of the Wisconsin Early Education Shared Services Network, visit wisconsinearlychildhood.org/programs/WEE to learn about the business training and support it offers, as well as information on joining WESN.